Hearing about what it's like to grow a platform as a smaller artist has always been pretty fascinating to me, I find. Because a lot of times the challenge as an artist early on of breaking ground zero and getting 100, 1,000, or 10x that amount of followers is always a slow and seemingly impossible grind. Though in today's interview, we're going to be sitting down with QFlo. And shout out to QFlo, man. We actually recorded this interview twice because this was an interview that was supposed to come out like a month ago, especially coming out of the Cypher he did on Sway in the Morning. The first time I interviewed him was such a great conversation until I realized that Google doesn't let you screen record video calls. So yeah. Though Q was pretty understanding, and we were eventually able to record this interview the second time around. So if it sounds like I'm asking certain questions out of past tense, then it's probably because you're seeing the second version of this interview. There was really valuable insight from this interview I got, as QFlo is really someone that has the mentality and perspective as to what it's like to not only have to learn how to grow as an artist, but also come to the realization that growing as a platform also comes down to who you are as a person. You know, one of the best ways to describe QFlo is that he's a man of the people, someone who's hungry, and hungry to not only grow as an individual artist, but also to grow Gritty CHH if you're familiar with that side of Christian hip hop. As we get into an honest and transparent conversation from his experiences about how bigger platforms sometimes view Gritty CHH, and often what real gatekeeping can look like in those instances. We also start this interview talking about his experience rapping on Sway in the Morning, as Q is really someone who I could tell who just didn't take that experience for granted, or even that whole weekend, as he gave us his insight as to what it's like to learn from Christian artists themselves, who are pretty much making music full time out of this, as he aspires to be able to do the same thing someday. And we'll also get into the making of Flopack 2 and more stuff as well. But overall, I think this was an awesome conversation to host, and by the end, I felt like I pretty much got a piece of not only QFlo the artist, but also QFlo the person, aka the man of the people. Enjoy.
All right, man. All right. Okay. Well, that's great. That's great. Yeah. I already started recording, but yeah.
Let's get to it.
By the time people watch this, you know what I mean. I might as well, you know what I mean. Let the viewers know, happy birthday to our brother Q right here. Big
Thank
33.
you. Big 3-3, man.
Big
Jesus
33,
year,
man.
man.
What is this? Because I know the internet's like discussing this. Are you Unc or are you Big Bro? Because there's like Unc,
Oh, I'm
YN,
on.
Big.
I'm on. I got a bunch of nieces and nephews. They call Uncle Q. I'm on. I'm
Mm,
on. I don't know. See, in this whole uh, are you Uncle Big Bro? This ain't even my era of conversation. Like
right, right.
they call me Unc. Like they ain't nobody call me Big Bro. They either call me Unc or like I don't know, just Q or whatever. Like nobody gives me the in between. So,
That's crazy. That's
hmm
crazy. All right then.
hmm
Well, either way, man, let's get into it. So a month coming out of Sway in the Morning and that
hmm
whole entire CHH cipher. What a month, what a weekend.
crazy.
And it was crazy. And this is for those of you watching this, this was definitely one of the biggest reasons I wanted to interview you around this time, was just because I mean, like I don't follow like everybody that was involved in the cipher, or at least I don't actively like watch everybody all the time. But with you, you just stood out because you really like soaked in the moment. You really took that
Yeah.
moment in, just because it was everything to be like, you know what I mean, to experience Sway in the Morning, to experience New York City, and just experience like taking that whole weekend with just the opportunities, you know what I mean, you kind of like generated for yourself, man. So what I definitely wanted to take the watchers looking at this through is like, take us through what was it like being on Sway in the Morning, and just starting from like even just like organizing the logistics, everything like that. Like,
Yeah.
what was it like? What was it like, man?
So, yeah, no, man, it was a crazy experience. Like just the lead up to it was a little confusing,
Mm,
just because we didn't know what city we were gonna be in. At first it was like, oh, we're going to LA, and it was like, nah, we might be going to New York, and I was fine either way. When
mm,
Sway gave us that invite after the cipher, he was just like, yo, LA, New York, whichever one works for y'all, that's where I want y'all to go. And I'm like, man, wherever you want me at, that's where I'm going. You feel me? So it's like,
yeah,
yeah, we landed on New York, which honestly was easier for me because New York's 2 hours away. Train, bus, car, doesn't matter. It's 2 hours.
yeah,
Um, versus flying across the country. So yeah, and I'm no stranger to New York. I've done a lot of events out there. I love New York. As far as rapping and all that, I love going out there.
right,
So that,
yeah,
no stranger to that. And yeah, once we landed on what instrumentals we were rapping on, it was pretty much go mode from there. It was like, all right, cool. Now that I know where I'm at, you know what I'm doing. Let's go ahead. Let's start writing and all that. You know, with the time we had and the way I like to maneuver these situations, I didn't have enough time to write a bunch of new stuff. And it's like, you know, this ain't one of those take a risk moments anyway. At least for
Hmm.
me, it's like this ain't one of those like we about to go on Sway in the morning. We're not about to go try out 100% new work. Like, no, I don't got that much time. Or we gonna get these new bars that I already memorized and people heard already.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna get these new. Now there was a little portion that was brand new. There was there was a portion that was brand new, and then everything else is just like unreleased verses or whatever.
And before you continue, is it
Mhm.
traditional in hip hop ciphers for guys to just like try out whatever, or is it just more like some guys are more experimental and they'll just freestyle off the dome, or other guys they'll kind of like they'll write a bit before they go on a live cipher and have kind of like something ready to go for the people watching, just so they understand.
So, I think it all depends on how much time you have to prepare. Because granted, like if we had locked in on everything a month in advance, I probably would have had a whole new bunch of verses instead
Hmm.
of just going in there with something that was already, you know what I mean?
That people already heard.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that people probably heard. So yeah, I think it just all depends on the time allotted. Some people memorize, some people write quick, they memorize quick, so you know they good. Other people, maybe not. I don't write quick. I memorize kind of quick though, but it's just like me personally, I wasn't preparing to take a chance
Yeah.
on messing up. So it was like I'd rather go up there and rap what I do know, stumbles and all, rap what I do know versus going up there trying to rap something brand new and you know now I'm just you know, choking on bars or whatever. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I done forgot my lyrics live
Hmm.
on air. Like, that's gonna look crazy. So I was, you know, given the time we had, I was just like, let's play it safe. These ain't one of those take a risk moments.
Yeah.
We gonna go up there. Cause you know, cause the thing is too, even though I know people heard these bars, everybody ain't here. So it's new to somebody. So judging by the large amount of follows I got after the cipher was posted, it's safe to say people heard those for the first time. So,
Yeah.
you know, it all worked
Yeah.
out well.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, you know, preparation and all that. It was professional. Sirius XM building was dope. I seen some celebrities in there that I knew, and it was just like, oh, this is crazy. Sway showed us so much love, took us around the building.
Hmm.
Just showed us the whole operation. I was just like, oh, like he's so dope, man. Like down to earth, just
Yeah, because
like real welcoming guy. You feel me?
I believe you described Sway's like the type of person where like he will literally introduce you to like every single person in the building.
Yeah, and he
Like
did.
Sway's like that type of character.
He did. He did. And yeah, man, it was dope, man. It was dope.
Okay, so we kind of walked through like, you know what I mean, what it was like. I mean, leading up to the cipher for yourselves, especially all of you just like organizing everything. But one thing I definitely wanted to quickly touch up on, what was it like, especially being from Philly and getting those looks and opportunities? Just because in general, Philly, like, you know what I mean, like it's not artistically known as a city, and most people usually have to move into to New York. And so that kind of
Whoa,
trickles down to CHH where you
we
don't
gotta
see a lot of.
hold up. Gotta stop you right there. That is not true.
Oh, that's not true?
That is
All
not
right.
true. Philly's historically known for its music, and we
Ah, I
get a
see.
lot of transplant. We get a lot. We've been getting a lot of transplants from Jersey, New York, like wherever,
Hmm.
Boston, moving to Philly. Actually,
Okay.
oh yeah, don't do city like that.
My bad.
We known
I
for the
won't violate
arts.
this. I won't
Come on.
violate. No, no, it's all good. It's all good. My bad.
but
My bad.
um, but yeah, nah. Being from, I mean, you know, being from Philly,
Mhm.
where I will say the CHH scene isn't as strong as it used to be.
Mhm.
I will say that. But being there, being able to represent, it was dope. It was good, man. And you know, not just representing Philly, but just representing myself, you know. A lot of times we get tied in with all the other Philly artists, and it's just like, bro, we all have like individual paths too. Like, yeah, we try and put on for the city, but we have our own individual goals in this too. So
Mhm.
it was nice to just be able to show people me as
Right.
well as like what Philly CHH has to say. Because let's be real, you know, you look at the comments, everybody was like, well, where's Abel? Shout out my guy Abel was like,
Mhm.
you know, he's the favorite right now out of here, out the city. So It's just like, hey man, look, it ain't what you want, but it's what you got. All right, y'all, it's still Philly in the building at the end of the day.
It's still
Um,
Philly. Yeah.
it's still Philly at the end of the day. So yeah, man. Being able to represent on the first one, it was insane, man. I'm extremely humble
Mm.
by all the love I got from the city, from other artists who tapped in and seen what the situation was like. Everybody was just like, and not just the artists, like people who just know that I carry Philly heavy when it's go time. So
Hmm.
everybody's, yeah, bro, you held it down, bro. You did Philly proud. You showed them what the city about, all this, that. Like
Yeah.
that's a good joint. Like, yeah, like it was a good joint, man.
Hmm.
So I feel proud, man. I feel proud. I'm happy. I love what I went up there and did. Would love to do it again. So yeah, it just felt great being able to show people that, there's still rappers out here.
And just going up there with all these artists, I believe it was like your first time. Was it your first time like connecting with all these artists at the same time, or like you've seen a few
Um,
faces, or because I remember,
yes.
especially from
Uh,
that weekend, it was like you really took in the experience, not just from the cipher,
mhm.
but just learning game from different people and everything like that. So if you don't mind, like just explaining a little bit of that, like
Yeah,
how,
yeah, yeah.
like yeah, how was that aspect of the whole experience like?
Yeah, so a lot of these guys I've met for the first time. Breno, I've met Breno before. He came to Philly to an event, so I've fellowship with Breno. Michael, that's my guy. We play video games. We don't broke bread. Like
Hmm.
we, we talk when it's time to. That's my guy. 350, same thing. We've been able to, I've known 350 for a while actually, But then guys like Aclesto and Gavin, I was meeting for the first time.
Yeah.
Tori is also, that's my guy too, man. I met Tori at Holy Smoke 2023, and like this is before they announced him as the new Indie Tribe member. Like
Yeah.
he's in the back getting ready to go up, and like he was just cool. Like he was just real dope dude. We was chopping it up for like 2 hours, bro. Just like 2 hours. And again, Tori's another one. Like he came to Philly, we broke bread. We just got to know each other a little bit.
Hmm.
He was just telling me like he loved coming to Philly. Like I'm trying to get him back. I told him like, look, if I get this show going, like expect a phone call. So uh, that's my guy, man. So those guys I knew, but then like Eclesto, he's a really nice guy, man. Like he's a really nice guy, and Gavin is funny, bro.
Really?
Like, yeah, like I don't know, like you have to be around him to know though. Gavin is hilarious, man.
I'm
Like
about to be around
silly.
this dude.
I'll say
Yeah.
that. Like, yeah, like 350. If you've known 350, like he's silly all the time. Like just by the way, like 350, he's just a silly guy. Like, but like Gavin had that same type of time. He was on that
The
same
energy,
type
yeah,
energy.
timing, yeah.
I'm like, yo, this dude funny, man. Like, you a funny ball for real. Same with Tori, actually, though. Like Tori, like he's funnier than he's funny,
Hmm.
but he's funnier than what you thought. It's like, yo, I knew you was funny. I know you was
Oh,
that funny. Like, you
that
feel
far.
me?
Okay, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, these guys are funny at the end of the day, man.
Hmm.
And they cool guys to be around. So yeah, it
Hmm.
was real nice being able to fellowship with them and all that. And then just watching how they are after the event, because like these guys are like music 24/7. It seems like, man, it's just like
Yeah,
we ran into John Keith. He just happened to be in town
yeah.
for something different, but he stopped by to break bread with us too.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's like these guys are just their music 24/7. It's just like, man, I don't know how y'all do it, but I want to do that. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
Because I'm the only one. Like, I don't know if they all do this full time. I for
Hmm.
sure don't. I'm still QFlo with the 9 to 5. You feel me? But
Hmm.
these guys, it seems like this is what they do. You feel me? Like they just do music full time.
Right.
And just seeing what type of mindset they had and all that,
Hmm.
it was just like, okay, yeah, like when you do this full time, that's probably all you're gonna be almost. Not saying that is what they was all on, but like it literally felt like music 24/7. I'm just like,
24/7.
dang, that's dope. And the thing, I know like one of the things with me was like I didn't really feel like talking about music while my computer was down. Update, got a new computer, we back. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was just like I didn't really feel like I wasn't really in the zone because it's like I can't record anything. Like I'm not going to no studio, and I don't know. Like I can't. I don't drive, so it's like I can't get around. You feel me?
Hmm.
So that was I know that was one of the things. Now I got my computer back. Like I'm ready to go. Like I already got features I'm about to turn in. I only had this thing for 2 days. But yeah, man, that type of energy and mindset they was on, man, it was dope. And I was just like, all right, yeah, like I see what type of time y'all on. Like, and even after that, when we all split up, I was the only one going home. Like everybody, like Michael knew about to shoot content. John Keith was doing the show with Madison. So
Yeah.
Klesso and Tori was going with him. Tori was
Hmm.
supposed to, I mean, not Tori, Klesso was supposed to do his album listening party, broke his foot. But like he was, you know what I mean? But he had other music plans. It was just like, bro, Aspen and me, I'm just going home. I'm about to go home. Me and wifey about to celebrate. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
and then this is like I'm back at work the next day. So yeah, man, like just being able to see that like as an observer, it was dope. And I'm sure like you gotta ask them though, but like it was
Mm,
a lot of their first time meeting me. So
mm.
usually like I'm real passionate about talking about music, but I don't know, man. It just felt like imposter syndrome or something because it's like, bruh, like you got dudes that sign, you got dudes that do music like with Lecrae and all them.
Yeah.
And then you got the people's champ QFlo here. Like I'm just here because everybody was like, "Oh, Flo gotta go this way." So, which was
So
crazy too in itself. But yeah, man, it just felt it was just crazy, man. It was crazy, and even like the love that they showed me, it was dope and I really appreciated it. But
mm.
yeah, man, that was a good group of dudes to hang around, man. It was real nice.
I think especially I liked that direction you were going in the last 2 3 minutes was kind of just describing like the mentality of essentially like what a I don't want to use the word small artist but like just an artist that's like that's trying to figure it out, that's trying to
Hmm.
come up, right. Just because that's definitely a big takeaway. I definitely want people that are making music around CHH to kind of like take away from this is kind of just like what can they learn from just like taking on big opportunities, like, you know what I mean, like you've had yourself. So it's just like I kind of love that because, you know what I mean, it just shows that as you progress, it's like now you start climbing up and seeing like, all right, like there's actually dudes that are actually like doing this for real, making a living off
Hmm.
this. And then it's
Hmm.
kind of like, well, I'm still figuring it out, but I'm climbing, I'm still getting there. So that's
Yeah.
definitely what I love to hear about. And um man, before I go in a different direction, I definitely wanted to, I guess, like, just a general question I wanted to shoot out there is like, what do you think this opportunity meant for the brand perception of Christian music, Christian hip hop, and everything like that? With just like the impression y'all left, just because I think you guys coming on was one of the better viewed videos that month, and you know
Hmm.
what I mean, and y'all left an impressionable, I guess, yeah, impression, you know what I mean, on there. But what do you think that moment was like for CHH and yeah, and Christian music in general?
I think it was a clear indication that the Christians got something to say. I think it was an awesome opportunity, and we didn't squander it. From Michael's DJ set to, I mean, I was the last person to rap. So from, the DJ set to my last bar, like, I don't think it was an opportunity that we squandered. We went up there and we did our thing. Like, we went crazy. And I
Hmm.
think, even though we weren't technically the first, like, I mean, I guess we were the first Cypher. We weren't the first Christian rappers up there. You had, Lecrae's been up there. I think Andy's been up there. Dan for sure has been up there. John Keith, Miles, like, but even still, though, I feel like for newer set of artists, I think we raised the bar. Not only did we raise the bar, but like we shattered the ceiling. Like, so yeah, I think that opportunity meant everything. And again, like I'm so glad that I was a part of it. Like I'm so thankful to be a part of it because that's history right there. That's history, and man, you're not gonna please everybody. A lot of hating comments along with the love. It was 99% love, 1% hate. You can't please everybody. It's all right, but just being able to represent the kingdom and represent CHH and
Hmm.
to be one of the more well received portions of the entire show. Like I think it's everything, man. I think it's everything. I think it set a standard that this is where the rappers are. This
Hmm.
is where the spitters are now. Like so, yeah, man. It's incredible. It's crazy.
Yeah, and sorry, one thing I definitely wanted to throw in. is when it comes to like the Cypher order and everything like that, was that kind of just based on, was that pre-planned? You know what I mean? Like we're gonna have, you know what I mean, like a certain person start strong and a certain person finish strong, or was it just
Oh,
kind of just based on where you guys were flowing off of? Like, you know what I mean? Like how was that planned out?
okay. So that was planned. That was pre-planned. It wasn't off of like strength of pen or whatever. It was more so of the beat selection.
Hmm.
So me and 350 had that MF Doom beat. That's pretty. It's like super boom bap. Like, and then you just drifted off into some more legendary beats or whatever that aren't necessarily the boomiest of the baps. You feel me?
Yeah.
Um, and then when me and Gavin did our second verses, that was because Sway asked. Before we started, Sway's like, yo, how many bars y'all got? Everybody else, 16, 32. I'm like, man, I got a lot. He's like, how many verses y'all got? Oh, we just got the one. I said, how many verses you need? I got a lot. Because again, it's like, yo, you asking me to rap more before we even start. I'm rapping more. Like, you feel me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's more, first off, that's more content. But secondly, why not? It's Sway in the morning. You feel
Mhm.
me? So Sway was like, all right, so Q, you gonna rap again? I said, yeah, I'm gonna rap again. Let's get it. And so those last two beats that me and Gavin rapped over, Sway's DJ picked those. I didn't know what we was gonna rap over.
Mm.
Oh, no, no, no. I'm sorry. Michael picked the first. Michael picked Gavin's. Sway's DJ picked for me.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
word. Oh,
yeah. But
yeah.
again, like those were random because they run on a strict time and everything. Like everything about it was structured and strict. So they only got so much time before the show get cut off and we gotta move on to the next show. So yeah, but again, like it's Sway saying, yo, how many bars you got? Just for anybody, whoever ends up going, he gonna ask y'all how many bars y'all got. Y'all better have more than 16. All right. If he asks you how many verses you got, be prepared for more verses. You feel me? That's all I'm saying.
Over
Cause
prepared.
like,
Over prepared.
yeah. Cause if we ain't have a strict time limit, I would have kept going. I'm like, we on a time difference. I see him putting his jacket on. We gotta get ready to go. So, yeah. So, but as far as the order, it was based off the energy, like the energy and the flow of the beats.
Overall, from that whole experience, though, I think what I liked was just the fact that y'all changed the perception of how Christian hip hop, like re- really applies to Christian music, but just how it can be viewed and look like. Just because going back to maybe like whatever some 1% of people who were hating, maybe they had an issue with just like how it was more about like the hip hop than it was about like, you know what I mean, like evangelizing. But the thing is like
Nah,
what
yep.
what
You,
what
you know
people
you
don't
got
realize
those.
is what people don't realize is that like Christian music for the longest time, Christian hip hop for the longest time, it's always had a stumbling block in itself where people just turned it down, turned it off just because it wasn't for them. It wasn't for them. Just the bars aren't good or anything like that. So
Hmm.
just going on there for you guys, I felt like it was just a course correction. Like that was a well needed course correction to kind of just like have that, just because you know what I mean, like stuff like that is needed. You know what I mean? If you are in the realm of music as a Christian, and you definitely want to make Christian music the right way. You know what I mean? It's like
Hmm.
sometimes you need stuff like that. You know what I mean? You can't get past that. I believe I remember last time we talked, like there was a point in time where it's like you nearly turned down going to Smoke Fest this
Oh
year,
yeah,
and
yeah,
and
yeah,
you wouldn't have
yeah.
even had that opportunity to be on Sway in the morning, and just in general. You know what I mean? Like I remember you told me last time. You know what I mean? Like starting out early is kind of like you were sorry, crash out Q. That's what it was. You were a bit of
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
crash
yeah,
out Q. You know what I mean? Just
yeah.
kind of crashing out a little bit on everyone. But over time, slowly as you matured and you know what I mean, like kind of like God worked on you, you slowly
Hmm.
realize that it's good to be slow to speak. You know what I mean? Be patient and kind of like wise in certain situations. But what did you have to learn early on to realize like, hey, like this whole crash out Q thing, like, you know what I mean? Like, I gotta
Hmm.
chill on that. It's counterproductive and whatnot. Yeah, like, tell me a little bit more about that.
So so the whole Crash LQ thing, honestly, it started with Rapzilla, and we laugh about this all the time now, because it's hilarious, and it's funny because like I went from hating Rapzilla to being quote unquote a Rapzilla employee, um, and I low key am, but whatever. Yeah, so it started with Rapzilla. Like I said, like like when it comes to the CHH thing. I'm Philly to the core. I mean, I'm Philly to the core either way, but like y'all gonna know I'm from Philly, like CHH wise. Y'all gonna know, like, oh yeah, nah, Philly got something to say. We in the building. And there was a time where like the city was going crazy, but I feel like they weren't getting the recognition for it. And it's like a lot of guys who I grew up watching live, listening to, was not getting the recognition that they deserved. And they were just like, bro, it's the machine, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And, I'm seeing Rapzilla post everything. This is like the height of the mumble rap era and all that. I'm just like, yo, y'all post everybody but Philly. Like, these dudes is trash. And they like, you know what I mean? They responded was like, well, you might be trash. And I was just like, oh, all right. Like, I did my little Rapzilla diss, Flowzilla. Yeah, I did my little Rapzilla diss and all that. Everybody's gassed. Oh, Q talking Rapzilla, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then, like, years later down the line, like, I matured, everything was cool. Rapzilla, they don't hold no grudges, thankfully. And I started, doing Critique Fridays and all that. Made my way to freshman. Got invited as a freshman. We did Flavor Fest. They had the Rapzilla freshmen come through, and I just happened to be bunking with Justin. So me and Justin talking about it. He's like, Q, Justin is the one who gets the music. When people send it to him, he's the one who gets it. He's like, so we talking about it, we laughing about it. He's like, Q, oh my God, this is wild. Hey, chill out. Justin's like, Q. He's like, yo, nobody from Philly has been sending us music. And I'm like, oh, what? Y'all had me crashing out for this? Like, y'all ain't even sending no music?
Oh, man.
So it's like, bro, I'm crashing out on Rapzilla for no reason. I'm thinking, like, y'all ain't putting my homies on. My homies ain't putting themselves on. I'm like, oh, y'all some bozos for that. Y'all some bums, bro. But, but yeah, we just laugh about it, man. It's all cool now. But yeah, so it started there. After that, though, I was saying, like, crash out Q, but I wasn't really crashing out. I feel like I ask valid questions, and because you can't read, you don't know somebody's tone through a tweet or through a text.
Yeah.
It looked like something else. It looked like something it ain't. It's funny because me and Not Clyde actually had a conversation about this, and then like a week later, we meet each other at Holy Smoke, and I was just like, yo, I hope I ain't come off as a jerk. I legit was just asking a question. He's like, no, like he's a really nice guy too. But yeah, so like I be asking questions, or like I'll try to spark a debate, and because you can't really tell tone through text or whatever, it looked worse than what it is. And it's like, all right, man, maybe I don't know. Like I'll find better ways to word it or something like that. Because you can't get mad at somebody for asking a question.
Yeah.
You feel me? Or for like sparking a debate. Like, well, hold on now. It really don't do nothing as far as like the ministry of it all. It does nothing for it. Like, and there's people I'd be wanting to smoke them on track, bro. And it's just like, nah, I'm gonna chill. Now, if they take it to wax first, we'll see. But as of right now, even like right now, the answer would still be like, nah, I ain't worried about y'all, man. Go ahead, get your little bars off. We just gonna laugh about it later. But like, that's neither here or there. But it does nothing. Like, it does nothing for the body. It does nothing for the ministry. Like I said, the first time, I almost let a bad decision keep me off of smoke. You feel me? Like I was about to be like, I'm not gonna make it. But then I'm like, bro, I have no reason not to make it. Like, so we going. And this is before I knew Sway was gonna be there. This is before I knew all of it. I just knew I was doing a Cypher. It was gonna be a good time. I'm saying, like, bro, like people who ain't never hear me rap before about to hear me rap. I'm gonna get some follows from this, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Not only that, but then it was like I rapped in front of Sway, got invited on the show, rapped in front of some of my favorites, and got followed. I got a follow from Belief. Like, that's like I've been listening to Belief since I was a teenager, bro. I'm 33. I've been listening to him since I was a teenager. And he was just like, bro, you fired, bro. I thought you was gonna win. But things happen, but hopefully you still get on Sway. AID Anomaly said the same thing. It's like, yo, I wanted to see you on Sway. I'm like, hey, you never know. Like, so yeah. Sway, the love he gave me on stage was like, bro, you really an MC. Like, and he remembered who I was when I got there. He was like, yeah, Q, I remember you. Let's go. You ready? I'm like, yeah, man, let's get it. So yeah, man, like, you just never know what type. Like, these things be so fickle and temporary. It's like, bro, it's not worth it. It's not worth losing opportunities over, you know? And when I look back at the year I had a really good year, man. Like, it started with, like, Chris Bouchard. You know, my sports people, y'all know who Chris Bouchard is. It started with his event. He does an event every year. Started with his event and it ended on Sway in the morning. Like, bro, I couldn't ask for a better year. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
It's only gonna get better, Lord willing. Like it's only gonna get better. The
Right.
album's doing great. Like the music is doing fine. Like the following is going up. Like everything a growing artist wants, it's happening to me. I thank God for that, man. It's just like you don't get that from being a crash out, bro. Nobody wants to follow a crash out.
Yeah,
You know?
no.
Excuse me.
It,
Well, some people do, but like, you know, you don't want to scare away like followers who ain't here for that. They here for the music. They're not here for the drama. It is what it is. I'm still, you know, as far as like certain topics, I'm still gonna voice my opinion because I'm allowed to voice my opinion. You know, if somebody's gonna unfollow me for an opinion, then they probably shouldn't have been following me in the first place. You know, that should go without saying. But like, you know, I'm still gonna state my opinions and all that. But I've definitely learned to not be so combative. You feel me? And to not be quick to jump the gun and all that.
mm-hmm.
So, because some of these Jones ain't have to happen, or it didn't have to happen the way that it happened. You know, it is what it is now. People done apologize. We all done said we sorry, shook hands and hugged, so it's all good. But yeah, man, all that crashing out and all that, I'm chilling, man. Boy, I tell you, the temptation to just go off on somebody be, oh man, it be calling me. I'm like, nope, we gonna chill. You know what, close the app. So that's why I think my Twitter not working now. It's like, all right, we gonna keep that app has been acting up for a
You better
week
jump to
now.
Threads, brother. You better
Oh,
jump over to
man.
Threads.
Yeah, nah, Threads. I like Threads now.
Threads
I'm
is
starting to
popping,
like.
bro. Threads is
Yeah.
popping.
I'm starting to use Threads more. I like Threads,
Yeah,
but
bro. Come on over.
yeah, man. Y'all might see me on Threads more frequently. I need people to start liking the videos and all that, though. I'm not gonna be wasting my video content on there, but it's good for conversation. It's
Mm-hmm.
good for conversation. But yeah, that's really it though. Just like growing up, man. That's really all it is. Like I'm unk now. You feel me? So I'm about to be in my mid 30s. Like they creeping up. So it's just like at some point the combative back and forth's got to stop. So
No, for sure. And it's one of those things, especially, I mean, I like hearing stories like this because people can relate to this, and especially
hmm
people that want to figure out the genre and figure out how to grow as an artist. Like this is it. This is literally it. Like
yeah.
I mean, even like the thing about you is me and Otto, we were having a conversation about you last week, and it was one of those things where it was like we both didn't even have to say before we both kind of realized it. Well, we both said it, but the best way to describe you is like you're hungry as an artist,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and especially when you communicate, you know what I mean, your thoughts to other people. When you messaged me back in February and you were asking me about like,
hmm
you know what I mean, everything with proper Excel and everything like that, I have enough thick skin to know when like how someone's conveying their feelings and all that stuff and their thoughts. So for me, it was like it wasn't much to look past it because I trust me, I know when
Yeah.
someone's actually trying to be hostile. So
The,
for me, it was like off the first interaction. I just knew like, okay, it's not that this guy's like, like coming at me the wrong way or anything. This guy's not crazy. It's just, but he's hungry. You know what I mean? He means
Yeah,
well.
not
And
that, but also it's just like I feel like it's doing CHH a disservice when we, you know, kind of treat like I do gritty CHH, my guys is gritty CHH, but I feel like you're doing the genre as a whole a disservice when you don't, you know, when our accolades aren't shown, you know.
yeah,
Because it's like, you know, how many times are we going to hear about, you know, no disrespect to these brothers, but like, how many times are we going to hear about Bryson Gray or Marcus Rogers? Is like, C4 and them just went on Shade 45, which was Sway, which same place we were just at.
mhm,
C4 and all them was just on there. Punchline Academy. It's like nobody but Rapzilla posted about it. And I wasn't the only one who had
mhm,
feelings about that. I was just the only one who thought, well, I'll reach out to somebody who is tied in with them. You know,
right,
I rock with Proper and all that. And it's not just them. It's not just them. It's a lot of oh boy, I can go on the whole diatribe about that. Like there's a
yeah,
lot of platforms who don't give Gritty CHH any like sort of love outside of track stars and Rapzilla.
Mhm.
And a lot of them are gatekeeping. What I will say about Proper, they got their target audience, but they're not gatekeeping. Like I've seen gatekeeping, and I hate that everybody hate that word gatekeeping. Like everybody, I've seen actual gatekeeping. Like I've seen people admit it. Like literally was like they're working for a CHH platform, but went out their way to say, I'm only supporting my friends.
Mm.
That's gatekeeping. You cannot be part of a platform, a widespread platform,
Yeah,
but only post your friends. You feel that's gatekeeping.
that's
Like
good. Yeah.
what people think Rapzilla or Lecrae or Proper are doing, that's not gatekeeping. Because Proper's posted about Gritty CHH. I wish they did it more because
Mhm.
they're the ones people are running to. So I wish they did it more. But
Mhm.
they've done it. So it's just like, I can't say like they don't show love to Grit. No, they do. They do. Um,
Mhm.
so, but I've seen people, like I said, who are part of CHH platforms. This isn't their personal platform.
Mhm.
They're working with a team and only, they're running the playlist or whatever. And said, I'm only posting my friends. That's gatekeeping. So yeah, but anyway, that's off track. That's just what my little.
No,
There's a
no,
whole
this is
thing. Well, I mean, there's a whole definition. There's a whole gatekeeping debate going on. So we
yeah,
might as well throw that in there
yeah. It,
too.
it comes and goes, and
But yeah, I just it's not necessarily just me being hungry because it's like I don't care. Like I didn't care that I wasn't getting posted. When some like Shade 45 is a big platform. That's Eminem's platform. So like when you got CHH artists going up there and killing it, that deserves the same amount of love as us going on Sway and Arm. You feel
right.
me? And like I know that like status in the game plays a part because again, like I said, like even when you look at the lineup, you got all these guys who are like doing big numbers, and then you got everyday man QFlo. Like, but I'm getting a lot of love from it because I was there, and I'm only there because Sway personally invited me. Like, so that's hard work beats talent. When talent don't work, I don't know, but I was there because I killed it and got invited. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't know if I would have went there if I didn't go up there and kill it at school. To close it out though, when I feel like others should get their just due and all that. Like that's a big thing. Like that whole the gritty guys going to Shade 45. That's a big deal. And I feel like it didn't get its proper love. I
Mhm.
feel like it didn't get its proper attention, and that just goes with like how we've been saying, like Gritty CHH is like the stepchild.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's like like we gotta go to the extremes to get posted. You feel me? And it's just like it shouldn't be that way. You're
Yeah.
doing the space a disservice when you're not covering the entirety of the space. If the space was broken down into four parts and you're only covering three out of four parts, you're not covering the whole space. So that's all that was, which is like, yo, like, the gritty guys, we doing things too. Like we doing things that I feel like don't get the proper looks, and it should.
Mhm.
Because it's all CHH. So why not?
And I
Yeah.
definitely, I definitely wanted to, especially leave the honesty of like this conversation in, just because, um, I definitely feel that way. You know what I mean? When it comes to like coverage around the space, like the coverage especially can be better, around just like different pockets of like just the genre and community as a whole. So it's kind of like
Hmm.
when people are watching this, you know what I mean? Like I definitely don't want people to look at you as if you're being like, salty or bitter about it. But it's it's
Oh
it's
yeah, yeah,
it's really just like it's the honest conversation of just looking at the space as a whole and kind of just seeing, you know what I mean,
yeah.
what,
Well, I
you know what I
mean,
mean.
when you look at it, look at it like sports. Like you're trying to we in the middle of football season. They're not talking just these the teams that's going there might make this. They're not just talking about a small portion of the league because they play good. They're talking about the entire league.
The entire league, yeah,
So
that's right, yeah,
it's the same thing. It's like
same thing.
talk about the entire space.
Mhm.
That's all.
And especially, I know on my end as a content creator, like, well, two things I realized. Number one is, especially when I first like made my page and everything, it was really just for me, just, you know what I mean, because I had no subscribers. I'm kind of just talking about what I like. But over time, as I got access to like different platforms and different people around the space, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, I forgot where it's from. I think it's like that Superman quote where it's like, great power comes with great responsibilities, right?
That's
And
Spider-Man.
yeah, Spider-Man. Sorry, I'm not for all my movie people, don't kill me, please. I barely watch movies, but yeah, no, and from the media side of things, with us, it's definitely one of those things where it's like to your best of your ability. It's like you definitely want to cover different facets outside of you, just because. It just becomes boring after a while, especially when you do cover the same artist over and over again. Bigger artists are easy to pick off and cover and then talk about and everything like that.
Yeah.
But after a while, it's kind of like what makes the space interesting is going in and diving into other artists. You know what I mean? The smaller, bigger
Hmm.
artists, mid-sized artists, whatever it is, just because they have really interesting stories and things to say. The video I'm working on, or that's coming out in the next few days, some of the pieces of that interview, you know what I mean, came from like Q. You know, shout out Q, but
Hmm.
Q, like when he's throwing stuff up on threads, like he has a lot of interesting takes that I don't see like people talking about, right? But
Right.
whether if it's just something minute from just someone's take or anything like that, or just other stuff, people just don't realize like there's a lot more to CHH than just like the bigger artists at the top. So okay, then I definitely wanted to move to the last portion of this, which is I feel like we did get a decent amount of time covering about it last time, but man,
Yeah.
Flopack too, just talk
Oh
about it
yeah.
just because I feel like you put in so much time into like pushing and rolling that out, man, and
Hmm.
even journeying and documenting that. But I feel like, man, like especially if you, for those of you watching this, if you haven't heard of the Full Pack Two, you guys definitely need to give it. It deserves at least one spin for sure. If you guys aren't familiar with Q at all, you guys should definitely go listen to Flow Pack Two. But just talk about like what went into it. And I mean, how long did this project take to put together?
Hmm.
And what are people like expecting to listen to, for those that haven't heard of it before?
Yeah, man. So the full pack too. So yeah, I did it because people have been asking me like, "Yo, Q, we need an album, bro. Like, please, can you give us an album? Enough with the singles. We need an album." And I was like, "All right, man. Y'all want an album? We gonna get your album." I met O through Twitter. I mean, everybody knows the origin story. I'm not going through the origin story. The origin story is on my Instagram. Um, but yeah, so I hit up O, was like, "Yo, we might as well just lock in. Let's do this album, man." And again, like the speed that he works with made this very easy to do because then it just all determined on how fast I was writing and getting these songs done, getting these features back. So yeah, so that was all on my end because he was knocking these beats out. It took us about maybe 6 months. I knew for a fact, like I knew for sure I wanted to drop it in September
Hmm.
because when it came to these end of the year lists and all that, these people got these the fans, they don't remember nothing from the top of the year. So I'm like, look, we gonna go towards the end of the year, which also gave us time to refine songs and all that, go through different sequences, how we want the track list to look and all that. Again, we had extra leg room for all that. So yeah, man, it took us, yeah, it was about 6, maybe 7 months. Maybe we started in like December. And yeah, like I'm proud. I'm proud of the art we put out, man. I love listening to it. The reception I've been getting has been amazing, even to this day. It has been amazing.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't heard it, please go out, listen to it, put some songs in your playlist and all that. I'm gonna send some more songs to Oldie Coach and get that on the radio. But yeah, man. Like I did it for the people. They've been asking for an album. It was about time for one. My last album was in 2018, so 7 years is a good number. So yeah, that was basically it. And I did want to get another album out to the people anyway. So yeah, that was really it. The idea behind it. Um, it wasn't a conceptual album. I just wanted to get some music out.
Okay, that's interesting, and definitely. I just wanted to just quickly go into that cipher you had with that song with
Oh,
it was DJ Mike LV, Paris
hmm
Chariz, I believe ATG.
Glenn Ray, yeah,
Yeah, sorry, Glenn Wright. Yeah, Glenn Wright.
and Prodigy.
So many people just kind of like going off. You know what I mean? Like this is definitely the stuff I want people to hear about when it's kind of like figuring out what this project is about.
Hmm.
But yeah, you're right. You know what I mean? It's not it wasn't like a conceptual project, but it was definitely a pack of songs put together. But like, yeah, what went into making that song especially? Because yeah.
So with the Cypher, I knew I wanted a Cypher, and I already knew Prodigy was gonna be on it. So honestly, it was just finding two other people. They weren't the original artists that I was gonna have on there. You know, I had got like R Swift, Drew, Young Drew. I was going to send it to Jerry Sanders. So yeah, and they, for whatever reason, it just didn't work out. So I put the Batman signal on, which is like, yo, on Twitter, which is like, yo, I'm doing a cipher. I need an artist. Like we're doing this, you know what I mean? Who trying to step up? Like, and Paris was like the first one was like, yo, send it to me. I said, oh, all right, say less. He ain't charged me nothing, whatever. And he had his verse done first. For the love of the game, man. Like that was crazy. And then I met Glenn at Holy Smoke 2023. He was part of Mike Hill's superset. He's on a Bodega One. And I was like, all right, that dude's a monster. So man, it was long overdue to, get something done. So I hit him, was like, yo, get on a cipher with me and the homies. Like, and he was on board. And then Michael, I just wanted him to open it. So, I shot my shot to see if he felt like doing it. He was on tour at the time. I think it was Dill's tour, or it might have been the Dude Perfect tour. He was one of them. He's a busy man. So, yeah, he was on tour. And he was just like, yo, like, I'll try to do what I can when I get back. And he hit me, he got back at me, he did it. So, bang, bang, boom. Like, that was the cipher. The beats, as far, like, original, so, like, the first beat you hear, that was the only beat. But then O hits me with two other beats. And I was like, yo, I'm about to just use all of them. Like same drum pattern, just different melodies. I'm like, yo, we about to just use all of them. Forget that. So I did that. Like when the beat changes and all that. So that second beat you hear, when the beat switch on Glenn's verse, that was a new beat. And then that loud beat that it ends with Paris and Prodigy. But yeah, I was just like, yo, I did all the beat switches in the album except for Put 'Em in the Air. I did all those beat switches. Like I grabbed a different beat, mashed it together, like Put 'Em in the Air, OPB. He built the beat with the beat switch in it. But anyway, so yeah, when he sent me those two extra beats, it was just like, yo, I just got more and made these. I'm like, oh, well then I'm about to just use these too. So that's really all that went into it though, man. Quick and simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
definitely for those of you watching, it's definitely one of the stronger songs on the album. I'll leave a link below if you guys want to check that out right after this interview. But yeah, no, I definitely like the journey and progression of the Flopack 2, and it's definitely worth giving it a shot. Listening for sure. And with all that being said, you know what I mean? That's pretty much it. In terms of the interview, man. For those of you watching, thanks for coming through. And I definitely had a good time, coming on and kind of just like, letting Greedy CHH speak for itself, letting QFlo, as a Christian artist, as a person himself, speak for himself, and kind of just like letting people get to know you, man. So for those of you watching, take care. Thanks for everything. And that's it.
Got Philly on my shoulders when they said I couldn't carry it. Bring the sun around like Apollo with the chariot. Gotta fight my battles, throw a jab and we gon' parry it. Prudent to your moves and you move like you